Welcome to Collections of Cinema.
Hello, and welcome back to the shitty evening and a new episode of Hello, I'm not listening because that's not the podcast. Collections of Cinema.
One day you'll know the name of our podcast.
One day. And then we'll change the name again.
Yep. By the time he learns it, we'll have a new podcast. No. Welcome back. And we have a really bad, or had just now, a really bad storm here.
Yep.
And Woifi always kind of panics a little bit when we have big storms.
I didn't panic, but I got stressed again.
Yeah, he gets really stressed out.
Yeah. Someone has to.
I don't think so. I don't think you have to be so stressed about it.
I mean,
there are some things that are out of your control, and you can just let them be out of your control, and we address them when we need to.
I know, but I can look if there's water coming in the basement or not.
Sure, but you don't have to be so stressed about it.
No, I'm more annoyed now because our whole network is gone. All the devices are dead, and the modem for the internet is dead, and I already can see some annoying telephone calls happening tomorrow.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's that. If you are new, welcome to this show. I'm Woifi. This is Dani.
Hi. And you're joining us for our summer film series.
The second
part.
Right. And we are doing the way back from 2013. A coming-of-age comedy drama. Directed by Nat Faxon and Jim Rash. And they had a budget of $5 million and made $26.9 million, so pretty good.
$5 million, that's so low.
That's super low considering Steve Carell, Toni Collette, Sam Rockwell, Maya Rudolph.
Crazy cast. Amanda Peet,
Rob Corddry. Yeah, it's a crazy stacked cast. And yeah, but I assume that they held it very low because they shot it in a fairly simple way. Like they had technically just two locations, a little green screen for the car ride, but otherwise it's just the house, the boat and the park. That's it. And they clearly shot on location most of the time in that little town. Yeah. Faxon and Rash conceived the film in the early 2000s, but spent several years in developing or in development hell, so to say. And in 2012, in summer of 2012, they filmed it, and it premiered in 2013. Right. Let's go into the plot.
I mean, it starts out so great. So, you see that Steve Carell's in a movie and you're all excited, and then you find out that he's a total asshole.
Right, like the first scene, he's such a dick.
Like, you instantly know who this character is. Instantly. And he plays it so well. But, basically starts out there in the car driving, and it's Steve Carell and Toni Collette who's sleeping next to him. Mm-hmm. And Steve Carell's daughter, I forget her name, but his daughter also asleep. And then, what is his name? The character's name?
Who?
The main character. Or am I forgetting his name?
Duncan.
I can only think Pop and Lock. Yeah, Duncan. Duncan is then sitting like it's like one of those old station wagons. So he's like sitting in the very back, looking out the back window. And it's just a conversation. It's one-sided conversation where Steve Carell asks Duncan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you are?
Yeah.
And he doesn't really want to answer.
I mean, who
and
would?
Then he kind of forces him to answer, and he's like, I don't know, a 6. And he's like, really? And he kind of gets all in his case about like thinking that he's a 6. And then he's like, I would say that you're a 3. Do you want to know why I said that? And then he just like talks to him in this super demeaning way, calls him buddy. Yeah. The amount of times he calls him buddy in the movie, I want to slap him in the dick. It's very easy to hate him in this movie.
Yep.
So he does a great job.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's his character. So he's like the, not necessarily stepdad, but maybe stepdad to be. So he's like the boyfriend of Toni Collette, who is Duncan's mom. So that's like how the whole movie starts off. So you already can see this dynamic between them. Toni Collette's character clearly does not know that he speaks with her son that way. and that he's so awful to him. He definitely puts on a front around her. Tries to make it seem like he's just like this super caring father figure who wants to like take care of them, and
it's foreshadowing a little bit because he clearly has two sides to him, where to her he's really nice, and all the stories that they tell how they met and stuff like that are kind of sweet, but then he's a total asshole. And it's so funny because Steve Carell is not necessarily known for being the total asshole. He has some roles.
I mean, Michael Scott is an asshole, but he's a lovable asshole.
And he has, at the end, he has a redemption a little bit.
And I have to say, like the first time ever watching The Office, the first time that we watched it, that first season, I had a really hard time with his character. Like I really did not like him.
Obviously, you're not supposed to like him.
But then he becomes like this lovable character, and I'm watching it, I think now for the third time, and even in the first season, I loved his character because I think it's just because his character arc and you know more of who he is as a person. So I mean, he's played assholes before. Yeah. But not like in this sense. I mean, even I feel like in 40-Year-Old Virgin, he kind of is an asshole, but maybe not intentionally. He's just naive. Yeah. But very easy to hate his character. In this movie.
But he Duncan basically then gets a job at this local water park and befriends all of the people there,
but especially the manager or owner.
Owen, played by the amazing Sam Rockwell. And,
brilliant.
And Sam Rockwell kind of takes him under his wings and kind of pushes him out of his comfort zone a lot, and by that pushing his ego and his just like self-confidence a little bit, which he clearly needed. And by the end, he's actually very, very like sure about the person he is or wants to be, and he also knows that because of Owen that he is worth something. There's worth to him as a human being, which is very lovely.
I love Sam Rockwell's character.
He's so great in that.
He's so
funny.
Good. It's so well written and also so well acted. Like he just really brings this character to life, and like very classic Sam Rockwell flair, I feel like, to it. But he's just like this super lovable, like you can see his intentions from the first second that they meet. Like you can just see, like he sees something in this kid. And I feel like you kind of have to make the assumption yourself that maybe he sees himself in him a little bit. Yeah. Like I get the impression that he understands.
I mean, he says even that he has been there his whole life. Yeah. So maybe he also worked at the thing at some point.
But I feel like maybe there is some childhood trauma for him that he can like relate to, that he
could be.
But either way, he just like finds a way to really show this kid that he cares without feeling like he has to like pull anything out of him or like they don't have to talk about the elephant in the room for Duncan to know that like this guy's here for me and he's safe. Like he's just like a consistently safe person for Duncan.
Yep. No, totally. And it's I don't know.
And somebody to take him out of reality a lot of the time. Like he is there when Duncan, at the end when Duncan needs him to be there for like, this is what I need to say. Yeah. But otherwise he's just like there to kind of help him step out of reality, step out of this life that he clearly is not, like this home that he's not happy to go home to.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. It's a very standard coming of age movie, but I feel like it encaptures the I think it's Lake Michigan, where it's set somewhere on like in this little town in Lake Michigan.
I don't remember.
And it's just a very sweet movie, and it's also I was gonna say it doesn't feel Midwest. Recently goes on some vacation to a beach house in Wareham, Massachusetts.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels East Coast to me.
So it's actually the East Coast, so the ocean actually, not a lake. But yeah, it's also 4th of July, so happy 4th of July if you were listening or watching this podcast on the day.
Don't say happy 4th of July. We don't say happy 4th of July. Day. No, we don't say that either.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's a sweet movie.
It is.
It's very innocent. I like Steve Carell's character for how good he is. Like, you know, you don't expect him to be such an asshole, and he's just massive asshole.
I also love Toni Collette's character because she clearly, and they make it clear throughout the movie, like she clearly starts to see that things are not perfect with him, but she tries to stick around, and then obviously she finds out that he's cheating on her and has this little side fling with Amanda Pete's character, Joan, and even then she like decides to stay with him, and when she talks about it, like Duncan can't understand that. He's like, why are you doing this? And she's basically like she's basically telling him she's scared, like she doesn't know what else to do. And so clearly she also has a lot of hurt in her past with relationships. I mean, we kind of get that idea from the little bit that we know about Duncan's biological father. But, you know, she's been cheated on before. Clearly she has been down this road before, but she doesn't know what else to do. And she's so honest about that with him. And I really like that about her character. And then she, you know, comes finally at the end.
It's funny because the movie starts with him sitting in the back alone and then having this very uncomfortable conversation with Steve Carell's character, Trent.
Such a good asshole name.
Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, but Trent is typically, it's like a Chad or a, sorry to any Trents or Chads out there.
They drive away from the town and he's sitting back there alone, and then Toni Collette's character, Pam, also goes back there.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about the neighbor, Allison Janney?
Allison Janney she's so phenomenal.
Funny. She's so fucking funny.
She is consistently funny throughout this movie.
Yeah.
Like she has no bad scene.
Yeah.
There is not a single scene with Allison Janney that's not hysterical.
And her son. I mean, she has a daughter.
Oh my god, her son.
She has a daughter, and the son is so funny because he has like this.
He's a lazy eye
that looks in the other direction. And there's this one scene where Sam Rockwell meets him, and he's like, the son is like, yeah, my mom makes me wear it because it freaks. She says, yeah, right. She says that it freaks people out, and then Sam Rockwell is like,
well, now you have
to show it to me, and then he takes off his eye patch, and he's like, wow, I would kill for an eye like that. And he
do you know how many bits I could do with that thing?
Yeah, and it's so funny because even in that scene, he lifts him up.
Yeah, he like makes him feel unique, and he makes him feel special, and he makes him feel like this is not a bad thing. This is an awesome thing that you have this. Yeah. It's like this is something to flaunt, not to hide. And he's just he's such a great character.
Yeah, he's a great character.
I really love the ending when they're at the gas station. They're about to leave, and they're at the gas station, and they're leaving earlier than planned. And so you see from the gas station, you see the water park like just across the parking lot, and Duncan just at the last, he's contemplating getting out of the car, and he's not sure, and then he finally just opens the trunk and runs towards the water park, and eventually the family follows him. But he just needed to find Owen and tell him that he's leaving, but also the whole like slide thing where they have to pass each other on the slide. It's so funny. But you know, after that they talk, or before that, it's right before that they talk, and he's like telling him the whole thing about Trent and the thing about him calling him a 3.
Yeah. And
that scene always fucking makes me cry at the very end when they do the thing on the slide. They come out, they're all excited, and then the family comes up. So Toni Collette's character comes up and meets Owen. Yeah. And then Trent comes up and he's like, "Are we done here?" or something like that. Whatever he said, whatever asshole thing he said. And the way that Owen just instantly steps in front of Duncan as like a barrier between him and Trent, and then says, what does he say that's so good?
I don't remember.
Something about, he mentions the whole thing about a 3. Fuck. What is that line? It's so good.
It's a very great confrontation because he not only is a friend in that scene, but also kind of a dad figure a little bit. Even though he doesn't like, he clearly looks up to him because he's such a cool, laid back dude. But since the father is not really in the picture, and apparently wants nothing to do with him, which Trent says at some point. He also kind of takes over the father role a little bit in certain scenes, and that's for sure one scene where he completely like shows up for him and then steps in front of him. It's like, hey, you can't talk to him like this, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really nice scene. You won't find it.
I know.
Yeah, you won't find it. But yeah, it's one of those movies where it's so funny because like when I was younger, the movie came out in 2013, so I was 23. I could more relate to Duncan because I worked at a water park or at a public pool at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and just his arc as this shy, nerdy guy, kind of, but also kind of, he's a cool dude, but he doesn't really know where he fits yet, and he just needs to find his people. So I could more relate to him, but then also now I can also totally relate to Sam Rockwell now. It's funny how, that changes a little bit, where
Mm-hmm.
also Sam Rockwell is kind of stuck a little bit in this thing, but he knows he likes to be there and he likes his people there, and he also wants to just spread joy and happiness to other people. He says funny things and he makes fun of people, but not in a mean way, not in a demeaning, down-looking way.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice. Do you have something else?
No, I can't find the one quote, but it was badass, and I wish I could find it now. I meant to write it down, but it always makes me cry because it's just like this really sweet moment where he really just steps in for him and puts Trent in his place for the first time. Like, nobody fucking does that, and it's so nice to see like somebody who doesn't even know him, but clearly knows him, like knows the type of person he is, just like totally put him in his place.
Yeah,
and it's so good.
Do you have any trivia?
That sounds like Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell would often improvise and joke around on the loudspeaker during scenes. One time, forgetting that there were children around, he made an inappropriate joke about herpes, which upset the owner of the park. Rockwell had to go and apologize so that they could continue filming.
In order to save money, the filmmakers decided to not get trailers for the actors and instead decided to rent a house for the duration of filming where the actors could just hang out.
Oh, cool.
And the house turned into a popular hangout spot for the cast and crew, and they would often go to the house even during weekends or days off. Yeah. I have another one. The way back is an actual ancient philosophical term derived from the scrolls of Suburbius Maximus, the patron saint of awkward teenage summers.
What?
It refers to the furthest possible seat in a car behind the back seat past the trunk in the realm where flip-flops go to die and air conditioning dares not to blow. It's where the decisions are made, where boys become men, where someone always farts and pretends it was the dog. But there is no dog. It's a metaphor for personal growth and discomfort and Cheez-It dust.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's not true, actually. It's just completely made up. So, but yeah. Let's go to movie of the week.
Yes.
Movie of the week. Okay. We didn't watch that many movies, and I already know what movie is the movie of the week. We watched The Ugly Stepsister.
Is that the one that you're picking?
And that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
I watched Choose or Die on Netflix.
I watched like
It's real
1,
good,
2,
guys.
3, 4, 5 movies.
Except if this is Sonder listening and you didn't watch it yet. It's great. It's a great movie. You should totally watch it with
it's
Michelle.
The Ugly Stepsister. Obviously, we watched that.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The other day. It's a Norwegian movie, and it's a reinterpretation of the Cinderella story.
So good.
And this time, it's told through the troubled eyes of the stepsister, hence the title.
Yep.
And she's navigating a world obsessed with beauty, tackling themes like plastic surgery, body dysmorphia, toxic motherhood. And it's a very unsettling, yet kinda empathetic look into
Yeah.
her character, because she's not that mean, but she gets pushed into this position.
You do feel bad
You
for
feel
her
bad for
almost the
her.
entire movie. Yeah.
Because she also at some point, you know, she's so focused on the goal of her mom to meet this prince and marry him to get the money they need or not
Well,
need.
she's also in love with the prince based
Yeah.
on his poetry. She
Yeah.
reads his poetry, and she's also
Yeah.
absolutely head over heels in love with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like a
that's-
crush. Yeah.
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 No,
And-
she said in the beginning
Yeah,
that
yeah,
she's in love
yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
no, sure. She's
Yeah.
she's a total crush on him. Yeah. But it's interesting because it's a female director, and she also wrote the movie, and you can see that it's very like it's super well written in the eyes of the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography is amazing, and at some point it's super hard to watch. There's some scenes that are very crass.
There are some really tough scenes that are hard to watch.
Yeah. And also the score, like the score really stood out to me, which was mixed with kind of classical, but then also synthesizer, modern type of electronic
it's like
music.
a little everything. There's like classical, there's 80s, there's more modern
That's
music.
great.
It's really cool, and it always fits perfectly with the scene.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a very like uncomfortable watch at times, but it tackles
And
a lot
it's
of
dark.
it's dark, but it tackles a lot of very great themes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people called it like body horror, or said like, "Oh, it's such a great body horror movie." But there are body horror elements in there, but I wouldn't call it a body horror movie because it's not.
That's not the focus. That's
It's not the
like
focus.
The main thing.
It's not the main thing. It's more a psychological horror thriller drama, and also it's funny. You know, it's very
it's like those type of gruesome scenes when there are gruesome scenes where you almost laugh because you're just like, how the fuck can I watch this?
So
And
ridiculous, but it's gross and it's just great.
Yeah,
it's
really, really good.
It's a great movie. It's playing in the cinema here right now or soon, and I assume you can also stream it already, or like VOD already on various online things. Okay. The way back Letterboxd reviews. I'm a free, but Sam Rockwell believes in me, and that's all I need.
That's cute.
Me at the beginning of the film. Yeah, Steve Carell is right. I'm a free. I suck. Me at the end of this movie. Fuck Steve Carell. I can do anything, and Sam Rockwell would probably think I'm cool. The world is beautiful. I feel light and fresh and nice. This is such a pure movie, and it makes me so incredible happy. I agree.
The wonderful, glorious, beautiful, but rare instance of Sam Rockwell not playing a racist.
I mean, yeah, at that point he had some, like he played, we just watched it, the Green Mile.
Yeah.
And he also played, Ebbing, the Three Billboards of Ebbing, Missouri was not yet out, but I think he played a cop, but he was also racist in the movie. Yeah, he gets pigeonholed into this southern racist character a lot, or did at least. Yeah.
I aspire to be as charming as Sam Rockwell when I grow up.
Yeah, that's great aspiration. That's exactly, we need more Sam Rockwell-esque characters. Why wasn't cool guys Sam Rockwell around when I was 14 and miserable, huh?
Oh, there's a bad review.
I know there's
here.
some.
Get out of here. This movie's great.
I will never forgive Steve Carell for this.
Sam Rockwell, I am begging, in all caps, begging you to come and save me from my misery.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, that's it, everybody. That's it. If you like what you hear, if you want to support us, like the podcast, comment on YouTube. If you've seen The Way Back, if you've seen The Ugly Stepsister, you can also send us a suggestion for a movie we could do. You can go out to our website and put in a number, and then based on that number, we do the movie. And if you really want to support us, that helps us the most, is our Patreon page, where Joe is still currently the only member.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I also just want to quickly shout out Frank.
Frank, yeah.
We just recorded a couple days ago a podcast with Frank Mendoza of Reels of Cinema.
Yes.
Great podcaster, really fun person to talk to.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out
Yes.
for that episode. And you can also check out Frank. His Instagram is Frank Mendoza 1974.
Yep.
Or you can search for Reels of Cinema, and highly, highly, highly recommend his podcast for movie
And
goers.
we'll post the episode once it's out on our Instagram and Fred's.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Bye.